Now, Congressman Joe Wilson was formally rebuked on the House floor yesterday, but that has not put an end to the discussion about his outburst last week during the president's speech. Former President Jimmy Carter, he stepped into the fray last night with this analysis.
I think an overwhelming portion of the intensely demonstrated animosity toward President Barack Obama is based on the fact that he is a black man.
Now, many other Democrats appear to be taking his lead. On the Today Show this morning, Georgetown professor Michael Eric Dyson went even further. Now, take a look at this exchange with pollster Frank Luntz.
This isn't about Barack Obama. It's about fear of the future, fear of control, loss of freedom.
Frank Luntz.
Fear of a black planet and fear of a black man.
Americans are scared of a black planet? Unbelievable. And joining me now to discuss this, my good friend, nationally syndicated radio talk show host, we call him the Great One. His book, Liberty and Tyranny, A Conservative Manifesto, reached a milestone in the publishing world this week, as it now, not in print, but has sold over 1 million copies. Great One, how am I?
Brother, doing great as far as I can tell.
By the way, for those that don't know, Mark says that often. How am I? Thank me, on his radio program. And
yes.
Mark, let me ask you a serious question, because you started this, you launched this obviously on your own nationally syndicated radio show. You did my show, you did Fox and Friends Cavuto and Rush Limbaugh's show. That's it. You didn't do any mainstream media. You hit this milestone, over 1 million books sold. Why do you think that is? What happened?
Well, I think that the book does more than talk about the statist and all the problems we face. It also talks about conservatism. You know, when I started the book a little over 2 years ago, people were saying conservatism was dead, we need to reject Reagan, reject our principles, you know, modernize the philosophy, and I decided that's really way off. And so I delved into the subject of conservatism, liberty, tyranny. And the first few chapters of the book are conservative philosophy, and then that follows with liberalism, or what I call statism, and then I go through the various issues of the day. I'm very blessed that, you know, so many people have taken to the book.
Well, one of the things, Mark, is you also go to the great philosophers that inspired our founders, that inspired our framers, and you outline that. I want to go into this issue, you know, because there are some still out there saying, well, this is, they're all a pox on all their houses, the Republicans stink, the Democrats stink. I go back to Reagan's speech in 1975. Reagan said he wants a revitalized Republican Party. And I agree, the Republican Party got off track, but they seem to be fighting back against the stimulus and cap and tax and health care, and seem to be reverting to their more conservative principles in their proposals. Do you see the party being revitalized and rebuilt?
I do. I do, because there's nowhere else for the party to go. We've tried moderates. We've tried mushy policy positions. We've tried compromising with the statists. And, you know, we conservatives, and when I say conservatives, those of us who believe in our founding principles, believe in liberty, limited government, believe in the strength of the free enterprise system, we have to have a party. I mean, if we're just going to talk, we're not going to get anywhere. We have to have a party. Traditionally, it's the Republican Party. So our first battle is to ensure that the Republican Party represents those Reagan conservative Madisonian principles. And that's what our objective has to be, to take back the party, take on the Democrat Party, which is the most radical party this nation has seen in my lifetime. This is not the old-time Democrat Party. This is the 1960s radical retreads who've taken over this party.
Let me ask you this, more specifically, this slander of Jimmy Carter and others, you know, throwing out the term racist, as they do. You know, I think this is a form of intimidation, and I don't think it's going to work, because fundamentally the American people know that charge is false. What was your reaction to what he said and what we just heard from Michael Eric Dyson?
My reaction is that Jimmy Carter is a blowhard who has taken some very irresponsible positions. I think his positions with respect to Jews in Israel are contemptible. He's in no position to be lecturing anybody. But here's the truth. I'm also president of Landmark Legal Foundation, a conservative legal foundation. We have been litigating for 25 years against the ACLU and white liberals and the NAACP to liberate poor minority children from our inner city schools so they can get a good education and become active, involved citizens. And who stands in our way? the Democrat Party, their constituent special interest groups, the NEA, and today Barack Obama, while he sends his kids to private school. So who's on the right side of race in this country?
Well, let me ask you this question. We've been showing these ACORN videos. We've got a special program we're going to be announcing tomorrow on Friday on this very network that I think is important for everybody to see. But you see these ACORN videos, you see this battle over health care, you see these intimidation efforts, you see that town hallers are called these names, little old ladies and mothers and veterans. What do you make of the tactics and the strategy that this White House is now using to attack innocent people?
ACORN is abusing poor people, it's abusing minorities, it's sucking them into this very corrupt entity that is being used to do one thing and one thing only, to advance the cause of Democrats. That's why even though you had an 87 senator vote in the Senate to defund ACORN's HUD funding, it's only after Breitbart and those two very courageous young people exposed this organization. But ACORN members have been indicted, their money has been stolen. It's been a shady group from the very beginning, and that organization needs to be absolutely shut down so it cannot continue to be the poison in our political system.
Mark, your book, Liberty and Tyranny, A Conservative Manifesto, 1 million sold, not a million in print, a million sold. It is the modern-day version of Conscience of a Conservative. Thanks for being with us from the bunker. That's a pretty handsome-looking bunker you got back there, by the way. Thank you.
We do the best we can. God bless you. Thanks for your support, Sean.
All right, Mark. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.